How's it, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm spending time with Mercedes-Benz as they launch their brand new G-Wagon. And not just the standard G-Wagon, this is the all-electric, the G580. So it's got a really cool function called G-Turn. I can't wait to use it, and for those of you that get motion sickness, I'm sorry, but you're still going to enjoy watching it. Okay, so in case I don't get an opportunity to take you on a full walk around of this brand new G580, I thought I'd take the opportunity now to showcase this one that's standing here on the outside. So if you wanted to see the biggest differences between this G580 and a standard G-Wagon, then you're gonna have to look at things like this grille up front here. That's more of like a honeycomb look to it, rather than like the new fins that they've now brought into the design. Some other elements are gonna be what you'll see in the blue on the trim around the whole entire body of the car. You're also going to see some new badging. So this now says EQ. The other ones definitely don't say that, because that would normally be replaced with a V8 badge. You're also going to see some differences here, which are more than likely there because of aerodynamics, and to try and make this brick-shaped object slightly more aerodynamic. Not that it needs to be more fuel efficient, but it does definitely need to at least have the opportunity for the range to last as long as possible. So you're now going to see G580 badging on the back. This is here because that's now going to have your charge cable stored there. You can also opt to have a proper spare wheel, so you still retain the G-Wagon silhouette. And then coming around this side of the car, I mean, it still looks like a standard G-Wagon. It's only those that really understand the differences that'll kind of pick it up, because you'll also see things here like blue brake calipers. But other than that, it still retains its iconic G-Wagon shape, definitely, and I do love the look of it. I like that it still comes in those various different colors, especially that matte blue that kind of just shines in the sun. But other than that, guys, what do you think of the design of the new G-Wagon? Let me know down in the comments. Okay, we're about to go driving now, but I thought before we head onto the road to go to the 4x4 to show exactly how it can do its thing, I'll take you on a quick little walk around of the inside. So check this out. So it's very familiar G-Wagon. If you guys have watched my road trip video I did last year, you would have seen that this still looks pretty much the same, but big differences here. You've now got the blue contrast stitching that you'll find on the seats, the steering wheel, everywhere in the dash. But taking a seat inside here, you're going to probably wonder, if this is an electric car, why are there these paddle shifters? Well, that's probably to regulate your regen braking. But yeah, this dual digital display over here, that's very cool. Some carbon fiber in the grab handle, luxury. I mean, guys, I've never felt a car that's built this solid in my life, and I can probably see why they're charging the price that they're charging for this. So carbon fiber, you've still got the old trackpad. I'm sure this will disappear when they bring out another generation of this car. But otherwise, this looks very, very nice, ultra luxurious, ultra premium, dark headlining, all suede. This is what people buy these cars for. Okay, let's go driving.
Hold that thought, the driving will come soon. But firstly, we're going to have the presentation session where I'll tell you a little bit more about the car, show you some cool videos from the brand. And of course, we need to delve into the pricing of this brand new G-Wagon. So now there are 3 different engine options available when choosing a G-Wagon. You've got the G450D, the monstrous G63, and now the new mind-boggling G580, which in my opinion probably should have been called an EQG. So this new G580 has got 4 electric motors by each wheel, each putting out 108 kilowatts and 291 newton meters of torque. There's a lot of information to take in here, but what else is important is to know that it can charge up to 200 kilowatts, meaning you've got some fast charging capabilities. And people are always going to be concerned about how the battery can cope with an off-roader like this. Well, this has got some extremely strong underbody protection that can withstand damage up to 3 times the weight of this G580. And then taking a look at some of the cool features that we'll see throughout this video, I promise you, is the G steering, off-road crawl, as well as the incredible G-turn. Something that Mercedes-Benz is also really proud of when it comes to the G-Class is their AMG active ride control suspension, which basically allows the car to remain as flat as possible when entering corners at any certain speed. because the weight of this car is obviously very high. So when you are driving or going into corners, you'll definitely feel a lot of body roll. But this is where their new suspension actually makes up for that and keeps the car as level as possible, which is really impressive for a car of this size and weight. And speaking of weight, well, the wait is now over because we're going into pricing. Okay, so the new G580 is going to set you back 4.6 million rand. And the new refreshed G63 is going to be 4.4 million. But this is just one of those cars that is going to sell no matter what the price is, because there's always going to be a market for it. But well done to you if you've made it through the presentation section, because now it's time to have fun and get these cars onto the dirt. And first up, we're going to learn a little bit more about the G-turn and exactly how to do that.
There is a process to activating your G-turn, your G-steer function and so forth, okay? And they can be a little complicated if we don't pay attention to the process, the steps, okay? First of all, you have to be in rock mode, okay? Which means you have to then engage low range as well. Okay, you heard that magical figure of 18,000 Newton meters of torque.
Yes, you heard right. 18,000 Newton meters of torque. So once you put them into the low range setting, that's the actual torque figure that these motors can get. So once you put them into the low range setting, they're able to slow down enough to put all of their power down when you need it off-road to the equivalent factor of 18,000 Newton meters. This truly is a remarkable vehicle, which you'll see as the video progresses.
That is only there in low range in rock mode. Okay, in that mode, traction control then gets switched off, and we then activate what we almost call our virtual diff. Okay, that virtual diff is like activating all three on the G63, your center, rear and front. That virtual diff is now controlling the torque to each independent wheel, and at different points can actually apply brakes or create resistance on one independent electric motor. So remembering each wheel has got its own electric motor, that is how the car is capable and able to do all these crazy things. Okay, the G-turn basically engages the two left-hand side motors or the two right-hand side motors in opposite directions at different speeds to allow the car to turn on the spot. Okay, whereas with the G-steer, it is creating resistance in one or two wheels to help rotate the vehicle around that axis. Okay, all based on steering input. Going into rock mode, you go to the dynamic select and you press right down through past trail into rock. But it does want you to activate the drive program on screen. It cannot be just bumped by someone sitting passenger or the kids playing and fidgeting with buttons, because what happens when you activate rock, your speed and torque is now limited, okay, but traction control is switched entirely off. Okay, then our low range would be where the center diff would be on the G63. Okay, when you press that over there, it'll give you a prompt on the screen to please engage neutral. Okay, once you've engaged neutral, you'll then see both lights light up. Now I can put the car in park, reverse drive, whatever, everything will be engaged on low range. Okay, on the left hand side we have what we call G steering, which obviously indicates on the front that it will rotate left or right. On the right hand side here we have our G turn. I select the option for the G turn.
Okay.
It'll then give me a prompt to choose left or right hand direction. I then decide, let's say for example I want to do the right, I hold the right hand paddle shift in, fully engaged. In this process the car now understands we're going that way. It's primed the motors to do this. I come off the brake, I accelerate. The rest is history. The car does the rest. When I decide to stop, I let go of the pedal. That's it.
All right, we're going to go off-roading now, but something I'm very excited for is to see how this thing actually performs off-road, because the fact that you've got electric motors by every wheel means that you can literally do all those things I just showed you in the presentation, from the G-turn to being able to, adjust the traction, and even like being able to do low range by just using the motors without a low range system is pretty cool. So we're on our way there now, but yo guys, stick around because this is going to look like some pretty cool content from the outside.
Okay, so you're going to stop at the top of the hill, come on through, beautiful, keep it coming, and stop there, and just open your window.
Position, so you'll shift up. Now you'll see it engages.
Yeah.
Okay,
Cool.
So now pop it into drive. So now you're in full rock mode. So on the pedal shift now, I want you to pedal shift on your left hand down. So now you're in slow crawl. go pedal shift up. You'll see there's variable, so it goes a bit faster crawl.
Okay.
Now go up again. That's the fast off-road crawl.
Okay, cool.
So now we're going to do it in slow because you're going down a descent.
Got you.
Okay. So then you've got the different variable speeds.
Yeah.
Slow when you're going down because you're allowing the car to do everything now itself. You coming off the accelerator, off the brake.
Cool.
Okay.
Downhill
You
descent
ready?
control,
And I want
essentially.
you to, oh, it's downhill speed regulator. Yeah. The DSR that
Yeah,
they
yeah,
used to call it
okay.
over there. So I want you to push the camera just underneath, just so you've got that like
That
glass
view.
bottom look.
Cool.
If you want a different, I'm knocking myself out here. Push that button there. Now that's a different camera. If you create touch the camera, you can actually move it around. Like
That's
so
very
now
cool.
Again, go back.
Cool.
Rockets.
Feed off everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Just
full
allow
trust in the car.
Full trust.
Full trust in the vehicle. Just allow the vehicle to do all the work.
I mean, I'd show you my feet, but they're not going right now.
Off the wagon. It's doing everything for you.
This is very cool. It's doing it all on its own. Okay, now going almost sideways.
Nice and easy, super slow.
I feel like I can almost touch the ground.
Stop and we're going to get you parked on 2 wheels, alright?
Wait, let me hop out. I'm gonna go stand on that side and get our shots for us.
Oh, sick.
Don't run me over. You run me over, I kick your ass.
And we work hard to get these videos, guys. I'm still letting the car do everything. Now we're going to see that wheel articulation. And it's still driving all on its own. Wow. Guys, life is becoming a simulation because all I'm doing is just directing the car. I'm not accelerating. Okay, now I've got a bit of an uphill slope, so I'm going to put the rock crawl into something a little bit quicker. Guys, anyone can do off-roading
And off the accelerator.
if you have a car like this.
Beautiful.
Okay, now it's time to use G-steer.
Yes, so button on the left hand side of low range, press it in.
Okay,
That's it, both lights are on, now it's activated. Okay, so
Perfect.
all I'm going to need you to do is go into this right hand corner we've got here.
Yeah.
But turn very, very late.
okay. So now I'm essentially going to be doing a tank turn in one way because it's going to lock the inside wheel depending on whichever direction you're turning. So it's going to lock that wheel and it's going to make you turn very sharp.
Okay, it's now hard right. Hard, full up. There we go.
It's like I'm drifting. That is so cool. Now we're going to see this wheel articulation
Look at you.
and how strong this chassis is because the car's now going to balance. I think I'm like hovering in the air. Cool, let's go check what this looks like. Okay, getting out. Whoa.
Take the back wheel.
That's Jesus. See guy inside there, hey? Stance. I think this is the cool view over here.
Someone yesterday had it when you actually see
Hey.
the front like tilting.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick. Big jump. Here we go. So there you go. Completely capable. And off we go.
Miles is having a jaw.
There you go. It takes a lot of concentration. It's an expensive car. Okay, so I made a mistake and I need to do a U-turn, but now I'm going to do a G-turn. So hold in, we're going to go that way. This is so unnatural. Whoa. That is so cool. I'll do that all day. Thank you. That is a mind-boggling experience. Oh my word. I've never done that in a car before. You can't say that too many times. Like, that's a first. That's literally a first. Damn.
Right inside for me.
This is literally the easiest off-roading I've done in my life.
You want this one from the top?
Okay, and now a bit of a muddy incline, quite a huge incline. So just to remind you, I still haven't put my foot on the accelerator. I'm just monitoring the speed with the pedals.
There's a small descent.
Thank
but it's
you.
not really steep.
Oh no.
Well done.
Thank you. See, well done, but it's actually the car. And that's my turn over. Check this out. There you go. Look at that. 360s in a G-Wagon. That's really cool.
That is so cool. Yeah.
Danko.
So if this video has now got you craving your own G-Wagon, then you go check one out on changecars.co.za. They're a website that sells new and used cars, but the best thing about them is that they vet and check every single dealership that sells cars on their website, essentially making them the safest online platform to buy and sell cars in South Africa. A massive feature for them is something called Beat My Quote, where you can actually bring them quotes from dealerships that aren't on Change Cars, and not only will they match the quote, but they'll beat it too. So you're guaranteed a better deal with changecars.co.za. You can also use their finance calculator to see your installments and see what you can afford per month. So go check out changecars.co.za. They're also a proud partner of Greg Dennis Reviews.
So thank you so much for watching another video on Greg Dennis Reviews. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you learned a whole bunch more about this brand new Mercedes-Benz G580. I'm pretty sure you must have enjoyed this video. I don't think I've ever seen a Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon turn like that G580 just did. And if you did enjoy it, please do drop a like below. And if you want to see more videos like this and other car related content, reviews and everything in between, then please subscribe. And until then, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.